Alright, what's going on, guys? PET Anime episode number 3 review. Let's do it! Now, if you were confused in episode 2 and episode 1 of PET, episode 3 is by no means an exception. In fact, I feel like they're proliferating the amount of confusion to an even higher level. It's very intricate, there's a lot of moving parts, and by the end of the episode, we're starting to sort of wonder what's going on with the dynamic between Tsukasa and Hiroki. Because in the previous 2 episodes, it seemed like those two were sort of on an even playing field. You might even say that Hiroki's powers were far more superior to Tsukasa's, but maybe that was just kind of a front. Maybe Tsukasa is using Hiroki in a way that he's making him believe that they're relatively equal, or maybe even Hiroki's stronger, but he in fact maybe has powers that far surpass him. And then you gotta ask yourself the question, if much of the anime itself is dreamlike and they're sort of subverting your sense of reality, like it's very difficult to determine what's dream and what's reality in the anime, maybe the whole damn thing's a dream. It might be something along the lines of Inception, where the whole damn series could be a dream. Maybe we're inside Hiroki's dream and Tsukasa is subtly manipulating him. Who knows? Maybe it's even part of someone else's dream. Maybe even Tsukasa's being played at some level. So in this episode, we got Katsuragi requesting the services of Tsukasa. So he goes out on a mission, and his whole purpose for this mission is to kill a dignitary to interfere with the plans of the Chinese mafia. And it becomes even more perplexing at the end because the counselor that they were attempting to manipulate the memories of, they ended up killing by the end of the episode. And even Katsuragi's right-hand man, I don't even know if you'd call him that, but even Satoru's like, well, if we went through all that work to manipulate his memories, why did we just end up offing him at the end? And then of course it ends very cryptically with Katsuragi saying, look, if you don't want to end up in the same position that he's in, 6 feet under the ground, I suggest you stop asking questions. And he's just very complicit in this, and he's like, oh, okay. And then we see Tsukasa go back to the shop, the fish shop that him and Hiroki opened together, and Hiroki very happy and jubilant to see him. Now in this episode, we see that Hiroki has some mind-manipulating powers where he can just flip a coin, and he was able to change the emotions and the attitude of the girl inside the fish shop to the point where she wanted to break up with her boyfriend. So very fascinating stuff. They have a lot of tricks up their sleeves. But like I mentioned already, Tsukasa seems to be the one pulling the strings behind the scenes, at least at the moment from what we can see. He refers to Hiroki as his pet, and he's very loyal. It's very interesting. And then Katsuragi informs Tsukasa of the fact that Hayashi has been found. And Tsukasa lets Katsuragi know in a very direct and authoritative fashion that, Hiroki can sit out for this one, and me and you can handle this. So, just when you thought that Katsuragi was the one pulling all the strings, he was the one in charge, giving out the missions and directing traffic, if you will, it turns out that Tsukasa might be the one who's the boss. He's above Katsuragi, but in the presence of Hiroki, they make it seem that Katsuragi's in charge. So Hiroki is being played at this moment. However, the relationship that he has with Tsukasa doesn't really want to exploit him, at least not at the moment. He just wants to take care of him and use his abilities when it suits him. So very confusing episode, a lot of different moving parts. I feel like this is the type of anime where things will start to make more sense as we progress further and further in the series, but I feel like at this moment they're just kind of throwing us into the rabbit hole, piling some dirt on top of our head and telling us to escape, and we don't know which way is up or down or left or right. Again, I wouldn't say that this is a good anime. I still feel like the characters are rather superficial at this point, and the animation is still very substandard. It's just nothing special to look at. I would call it relatively weak and bad. But the only thing that's got me interested, and the reason I continue watching this series, is just to figure out what the heck is going on with this plot. It's got me interested. So that's the one saving grace at the moment. And with, 13 episodes in full, I mean, this could get really effed up by the end of the series. So I feel like we're gonna have a lot of betrayals and a lot of people playing other people. So I feel like Tsukasa, quote unquote, playing Hiroki may just be the tip of the iceberg. We might even go even further and further and further than that. So we'll have to see how it all plays out in episode 4. If I missed anything, if you guys feel like you understand more bits of the plot than I explained, let me know in the comments. I always appreciate a deeper understanding of the anime I'm watching. However, with that said, I'll catch you on the flip side.